The reason I got into economics was because it was the only thing I was good at. I was never really that interested. I didn't really like the subjects and macroeconomics, but I just found in college I was bad at everything else. So one of the first rules my dad told me was that you got to do what you're good at. And so over time I managed to find a set of questions using economics that really got me excited. But it was just some kind of natural inclination. I thought like an economist. So what our business, The Greatest Good, does is more or less apply Econ 101 to business opportunities. And what we find is that the simplest things that we teach in the classroom go completely missing in corporate environments. The best example might be pricing, that economists have incredibly simple models of pricing. And when we go into the real world, almost no one prices like that. That there's nowhere in the economic textbooks that it says that the right way to price is to have the CMO and the CFO fight about whether the prices should be higher or lower. It comes down to the elasticity of demand. So what we try to do is help companies actually make sound decisions through experimentation and theory. I think the biggest hurdle for us in launching a consulting business is finding the people, the talented people, because there's just a real scarcity of folks who can do the kind of work that I do, that we do, which is looking at data in creative ways and finding answers that other people can't do. So really what we've ended up doing is drawing a lot on my own students. I have hundreds of students every year, and I'm able to pick out the handful, the 10 or 15 who I think have real talent. What we haven't been able to find are many MBAs that we like. So we have a firm of 40. We have really 0 MBAs at the firm, and we feel like we can do better with undergrads, that the MBA actually teaches people not to think instead of teaching people to think. Well, I got to give my sister credit. She's the one who came up with the word Freakonomics. We wrote a book that was about nothing. It was about drug dealers and what kind of names you give your kids, and it's hard to think of to name that. And we called it Freakonomics, and we didn't really think anybody would care, but it turned out that it kind of caught on. And I think Freakonomics is a good name for what I do, because it takes the tools of economics, but just applies them in kind of a backwards way or an upside down way, trying to look at problems that everyone else is looking at, but in a very different perspective. And so I think it's a lot of people would be embarrassed to say that what they do is Freakonomics, but I actually don't feel too bad about it. I think innovation actually is at its highest when the economy is at its worst. That the best source of innovation is desperation. That when companies are doing too well, I think they stop innovating. They're content to rest on their laurels. So I think continued economic difficulties are actually great news for innovation.